Hi y'all, it's Kate at Kate's Garden Chicken and Cat Rambles. And we have little Hope outside today. It's her first day out here. Paul's coming checking on her, making sure she's eating. She goes through phases where she doesn't want to eat and drink, and then she goes through phases where she just drinks and snarfs. But she's in her little kennel out in the sun. And we thought it would be good for her to have some fresh air and the warm sunshine on her. I mean, it's getting breezier, but she can also watch the other chickens be chickens. She acts like she wants to use her legs. She just does not have any strength in them. So before we invest in any kind of little wheelchair or apparatus, we're going to get a couple of pet slings that you put in kennels or carriers, and put a couple holes, make some, I don't know if we'll just do holes, but we'll make it so that her legs can hang down, and she can hang down at a normal angle and maybe push off the ground and build up the strength in them. We really don't think she stood a few times, when we first got her. She's been here 3-4 weeks, and I think she wants to use them, but it's still touch and go. We'll wait and see. But the little slings, I found them on Amazon, and they will hook to the inside of this. This is a rabbit hutch, but we have a blanket, a little towel underneath her, because we have the wire, the grates. You can see we have them on the ground so that she can, feel the grass. But we didn't want it was wet this morning when we first kind of put her out. It was a little dampish, so. And we didn't, want her to sit there, and I don't think there's anything out yet to crawl on her, but just, for her comfort, because she does rest on the ground. How can you not get better when you've got Dad and all of this crew here? Oops. Yeah, Miss Kiva's playing. She's like, I'm very curious. Do you need my help? She's gonna peck at his sleeve. She's like, you got some lint. Let me take care of that lint for you. Just like I get the food out of Laddie's beard. So hopefully she's been just watching the chickens. They've, at one point we looked out, and all the smaller teenage chickens were at that end of their pen. There goes Colum, he's been watching. And the big birds were out walking around, and I'm sure they were having a little chicken talk, however they do that. But I'm sure that was kind of intimidating. It's like, oh my gosh, those are big birds. Is that what I am? Am I going to be big like that? So since she was on her way to a processing, we're figuring she had to have been probably about maybe 7-8 weeks old at that point. And she's been with us 3, so she's, younger than any of our teenage chicks, but of course she's all breast. But she's eating, looks like she's eating really well. You zoom in there. Yeah, she's eating her food. We do have her on a high-end organic layer feed, but it is only 16% protein. It's hard to get anything really lower in protein that is not just total crap food. But she gets some fruits and veggies. She's, those are really foreign to her. But we mix it with her food, or she only has access to about a 1/4 cup of food at a time. And maybe she's getting a full 2 1/4 cups a day, but I don't think so. Simply by the fact that she'll go what seems to us like she's, not eating or drinking, but often you have to push her water up. You have to push food and water up towards her. She does. Early on, she would try harder to get to the food, but I think she's still probably weak, and she has lost weight though, so maybe that's why she seems to be kicking one leg out, trying to use it more. But that's Hope, the Cornish cross hen that fell off a transport truck and was flopping around the road, and Paul picked her up and brought her home. It's his bird, I watch her at night when he's at work and change her poo pad and feed and water and pet her, but majority of her care needs to be his. I've got 11 other chickens. I've never wanted to be a rescue or, you know, have birds that can't be birds, but we can't let her just, you know, Paul just couldn't let her just die in the road. People were dodging her, but someone would eventually run over her. And of course, Laddie has to have his big mouth out. So anyway, it's Monday. It's about 60 degrees, maybe a little warmer just right there in the sun. I got some gardening and some mowing to do today. I was gonna burn my little pile out there, but the wind decided to pick up. Laddie, come on. Jeez. So I'm gonna go see if Miss Kiva laid an egg. She was in the nest box this morning. Miss Kiva's there. She's the buff Brahma on the right. A little more of a redhead, less patterning around towards her tail. Where Neve here on the left over by Laddie and Luna has a lot more patterning in her buff colored tail feathers than Miss Kiva does. But, yesterday I did get a pale brown egg in one of the new nest boxes. Each nest box has a plastic egg in it because they like to sit on them. They're not broody, but I wanted to entice them to get in there to lay, and that might be Kiva's because it was smaller than Neve or Luna lay. Luna hasn't laid in several days. I think maybe she's just taking a break because she has laid consistently since she came of age, you know, all through the winter. So she might just be taking a little bit of a break. That's okay. And, you know, eventually, who knows, if Hope makes it to the next, continues to live on, we'll see if she lays any eggs. I doubt it, but she might. You never know. And of course, we'll be getting blue eggs out of the cream crested leg bars who are in their hut, getting out of the wind. And I'm sure it'll probably be a white or brown egg that we will get out of the leg bar gold lace Wyandotte. But they are curious enough that they've been, they haven't jumped up on her kennel, but they have been hanging around and pecking and you know, making their little chicken noises. So hopefully, you know, it'll motivate her. We just hope she gets motivated to use her legs more and get up. Even if she's got, you know, an old wing injury, which we think she might. I think the only thing that's keeping her from being mobile, because she flaps those wings and tries to use them, is her legs. So hopefully she will at least have a semi-normal life. But we'll get some slings for her physical therapy, so that she can, like I said, touch the ground with her feet and push up and down, and they will hang kind of normally. She won't just be sitting on them. And like I said, she has lost some weight, which is a goal. We don't want her to be overly heavy, so we monitor her diet. But yeah, she's a little thing compared to the big girls back there. So okay, everybody, you guys have a great week, and that's just a little update on Hope the rescue chicken. I'm just gonna add this to the end. So Kiva Buff Brahma had herself in here. I keep a plastic egg in there. Small pullet egg, but yesterday I had one a little bit bigger, a little bit lighter in this box. Today she sat in it and kept reaching around and pulling these little strings out and putting them around her. Hold on just a moment. But anyway, so yay, they're using the nest box.